What's up, YouTube? It's your boy JPZ on the keys, and it's too easy about the video today. We have something that I kind of I've been wanting to put out. You know what I'm saying? I looked at it a couple of days ago. I'm like, this sounds like a nice little series we can start doing. We have another history channel. This channel is called History Marsh. Like, I'm looking at it. It's kind of like an epic history. It's just like on here they upload a lot more frequently, but I feel like Epic History still has like the best quality content, which is why they upload like once every month. But the thing is, the quality is ridiculous. You feel what I'm saying? But we got Hannibal. I've heard a lot about Hannibal through like folklore and like little TV shows I used to watch as a little kid. But we're actually gonna go through this series. We got 14 episodes of this playlist, bro. We gonna watch every one of them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta let me know how y'all feeling with these likes. You know what I'm saying? Drop some. I need to know how much y'all rocking with this series, especially with these likes, because the last time we did like a long series, like with the Napoleon, y'all was really rocking with Napoleon when I did Napoleon on Epic History. So I'm hoping to get the same reception on this series. So we got Road to Rome, Hannibal Part 1, the Second Punic War. Leave a like if you enjoy. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on those post notifications if you are new. Thank you so much for your support. Join. I have a Discord down in the description. That's if you want to chat with me outside of YouTube, share video ideas. If you have like videos that are not available on YouTube that I can react to, that like I don't have to worry about copyrights, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Check out all the links in my description. It's probably something in there for you. Don't check out my Twitter because I don't use Twitter anymore. But let's go.
After General Hasdrubal the Fair was assassinated by a Celtic slave, 26-year-old Hannibal was elected as the new Carthaginian commander. The young general immediately made plans to invade Rome, but he couldn't begin the campaign before strengthening Carthage's control over the Iberian Peninsula. So Hannibal went to work. He launched two highly successful campaigns in 221 and 220 BC, extending Carthaginian influence beyond the Tagus River. But while on the return route to New Carthage, Hannibal was taken by surprise by a coalition of Iberian tribes. Led by the
look at you, here y'all go with these animations. You know I'm a sucker for these animations. Let's go. I'm excited. I'm actually excited to watch this. This is like just some new historical stuff. It's like, yes, knowledge. Put it in my vein. Okay, listen. Okay, that's just too much.
Carpetani tribe, the Iberians assembled a large army. They blocked Hannibal's path and fortified their position against the Tagus River, then waited for the Carthaginian general to attack. Here, Hannibal showed his military genius for the first time. Instead of attacking the Iberians head-on, he erected his own fortified camp and waited. By day's end, his scouts found a river crossing to the southeast. During the wee hours of the night, Hannibal ordered a small contingent to stay in the camp and keep all the campfires burning, creating the illusion that the whole Carthaginian army was still encamped. Meanwhile, he led his army on a swift flanking maneuver further up the river. By sunrise the next day, Hannibal was behind the Iberian position, feigning retreat towards New Carthage. Thinking that the Carthaginians were retreating, Iberians rushed to intercept them. But once they were midstream, Hannibal sprung his trap and unleashed his cavalry.
Now they're stuck in the water. That's smart. And they can't move because they're stuck in the water. It's like, I think, Napoleon part where Napoleon was trying to move his troops out, and then most of them the bridge collapsed, and like most of them got stuck in the water, and most of them died. Like, see, look at the military expertise.
Iberian infantrymen, chest deep in the fast-flowing river, couldn't offer much resistance and were cut down with ease by the Carthaginian cavalry charge. Those who managed to cross were trampled by the elephants. By now,
Wait, elephants? Elephants? Y'all was using, yo, he said elephants? Yo, I forgot, this is back in the day where they was using any type of animal for war-based purposes. Like, I know back in the Roman times they were using horses, but now, this is still Roman times as well, but like, they got elephants. Imagine seeing a dude on an elephant, and you ain't got nothing but a little wee sword and a shield. What are you gonna do? You got a 7-ton elephant running at you at 30 miles an hour. You might as well just lay down at that point. Ain't no way.
the Iberian army lost all cohesion, and the mass of tribal warriors started fleeing. Hannibal ordered his army to pursue them across the river, completely routing the enemy. On the Tagus River, Hannibal had his first major victory. But Rome took notice. Wanting to stop Hannibal's expansion, the Romans made their presence felt. Already allied with the wealthy and powerful city of Saguntum, Rome declared it their protectorate, an act that Hannibal perceived as a violation of the treaty signed by the two great powers in 225 BC, which divided the Iberian Peninsula along the Ebro River into Carthaginian and Roman spheres of influence. A sworn enemy of Rome, it didn't take long before Hannibal acted. He marched on Saguntum and besieged the city.
Yeah, you in my territory. You broke the contract. No, you're not gonna sit here and just put something south of the border and act like it's just gonna be sweet. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nothing sweet over here. That boy Hannibal said, you know what? Y'all got all that space over there, and you gonna put this over here. You must have lost your mind.
In 219 BC, Carthaginian army reached the outskirts of Saguntum. The city was heavily fortified, situated atop steep slopes and cliffs, high above the surrounding plain. Saguntines requested aid from Rome, but the Romans were busy fighting the Illyrians. Nevertheless, with provisions stockpiled, Saguntum was prepared. Besieging it would not be easy. Hannibal installed a blockade around the entire city and placed most of his force at the western end. Saguntines stubbornly kept pushing every Carthaginian assault back, but the siege went on for months, and the many assaults gradually wore down portions of the wall. Eventually, the defenders had to abandon their outer defences and form up behind the inner wall. Slowly and relentlessly, Hannibal's army made progress. And after 8 brutal months, the Saguntines made their last stand at the citadel. Soon after, the city fell. Inhabitants that survived the siege were either killed or sold into slavery.
8 months. Perseverance.
After the fall of Saguntum, Rome demanded justice for what they perceived was the violation of the treaty, and, claiming that Saguntum was in the Roman sphere of influence, according to the treaty, they asked Carthage to hand over Hannibal to Rome so he can be punished. But the Carthaginian Senate stood by their general, and by the end of the year, the Second Punic War began.
That flute is so tough. Oh, let me sample that for a beat. Hey, this is a random note, but I've been looking at these NFTs, bro. I've been seeing it. I'm kind of about investing in the NFT, but just if somebody got any type of knowledge, please be sure to go into Discord if you got knowledge about any type of NFTs, bro, or anything of that nature. Go on my Discord, please. Please talk. We can talk in the Discord, please. That was just a random side note. Just ignore that if you don't care about that.
Hannibal wintered in New Carthage. Preparing for the upcoming campaign, he placed his brother, Hasdrubal, in charge of Iberia with 15,000 troops and 21 elephants, along with a fleet of ships to protect the coastline. To break possible tribal allegiances, around 15,000 Iberian infantry was swapped for 15,000 African infantry, who were more reliable, sending the Iberians to Carthage and Libya to bolster defences against a possible Roman landing. And in the spring of 218 BC, with the full support from the Senate, Hannibal marched out of New Carthage with 54,000 infantry and 8,000 cavalry, dividing his army
with 37 elephants as well. Just the fact that they got elephants is just hilarious. Like, y'all really using nature, and I really like that.
Into 3 columns. But beyond the Ebro, tribes allied to Rome were hostile to the Carthaginians, and it took Hannibal about 2 months to pacify the region. He placed around 10,000 troops under the command of Hanno, ordering him to establish a line of defense on the Ebro against possible incursions into Carthaginian territory. With 38,000 infantry, 7,000 cavalry, and 37 elephants left at his disposal, Hannibal crossed the mountains and encamped on the other side of the Pyrenees. Meanwhile, the Romans divided their forces. Their plan was to send Consul Publius Cornelius Scipio to intercept Hannibal in Iberia. Simultaneously, Consul Tiberius Sempronius Longus sailed to Sicily with the intent of attacking Carthage itself, if Scipio managed to stop Hannibal's advance. Additional Roman forces were left to guard the recently conquered Gallic lands in the Po Valley, a region the Romans called Cisalpine Gaul. Back at the foot of the Pyrenees Mountains, Hannibal laid the groundwork for the invasion. Rather than fighting his way towards Rome, he did everything to avoid conflict with the Gallic tribes, mostly paying them for free passage through their territory, promising that his only interest is to fight Rome. Moreover, Carthaginian messengers returning from the Po Valley assured Hannibal that the Gallic tribes there would welcome him, and that they already began hostilities against Rome in anticipation of his arrival. This was welcomed news for Hannibal, because he knew the Po Valley could provide the manpower and act as a staging point for operations into Roman territory. As Hannibal approached the River Rhone, Scipio's army disembarked at Massalia to resupply while on their way to Iberia. The Roman general knew that Hannibal crossed the Pyrenees, but he wrongly estimated that the Carthaginian general was still far from the Rhone. In truth, Hannibal's army was only 4 days' march away from Massalia.
This is fire, though. I can't lie. I know I've been pausing a lot, but this is fire.
Hannibal rested his army for 3 days in hostile territory and began preparations to cross the Rhone. With the Roman army just 4 days away, Hannibal wanted to avoid a set-piece battle with the Gauls, eager to press on towards the Italian peninsula as soon as possible. But on the opposite riverbank, encamped was the army of the Caveris tribe, a Roman ally. They gathered all their boats and built a barrier on the riverbank in preparation to contest the Carthaginian crossing. But Hannibal devised a cunning plan. On the 3rd night, under the cover of darkness, he sent a flanking detachment under the command of Hanno, son of Bonlicar, some 40 kilometers, 25 miles, north. Hanno crossed the river and rested his troops for 1 day. On the 2nd night after leaving the Carthaginian camp, Hanno's detachment again moved during the night, eventually deploying behind the Caveris camp at dawn.
Nobody has a night guard. Nobody has a guard out at night. I mean, obviously they're far away from the troops. They're far away from the battle, but you're telling me that nobody sees them. Nobody sees a group of soldiers at night. There's no night guard to see them. There's no people. Like, they don't have people stand outside the village, like, on watch. Like, this is the 2nd time he's got away with this.
The trap was set. Early next morning, Hanno used smoke to signal Hannibal to start crossing the Rhone. As the Carthaginian vessels were lowered into the massive river, The Cavares army formed a line on the opposite bank. Hannibal was one of the first to cross. To the roars and cheers of his men on the western bank, as the Carthaginians started disembarking on the eastern riverbank, Hanno sent a part of his force to loot and destroy the Cavares camp, while he proceeded to charge at the Gauls near the river. The Cavares were stunned by the flanking maneuver, and they began fleeing the field in panic. Unable to cope with Hannibal's perfectly single...
Wait, I literally just caught myself because they moved far away enough from the camp of the other not the Carthaginians, the other group. They're far away enough from the camp so they can't see him. I just caught myself. All right, leave me alone in the comments.
Synchronized attacks. With the Gauls scattered, the battle was soon over, and the Carthaginians hastily proceeded to cross the river.
Pause.
Most of Hannibal's troops crossed the Rhone by the end of the day, while it took another day to get the elephants across the river. While the Carthaginian army gathered on the eastern bank, friendly Gallic messengers from the tribes in the Po Valley arrived, warning Hannibal that a Roman fleet is anchored nearby. Hannibal sent his scouts to locate Scipio's army, and incredibly, not long after, his Numidian scouts stumbled into a Roman Gallic scouting party. Both generals now knew each other's whereabouts. Scipio quickly moved north to confront Hannibal, but by the time the Romans reached the crossing point a few days later, only an empty Carthaginian camp was left behind.
Go!
Hannibal had no time to waste. He had to reach the Alps before winter. But as Hannibal's army began their journey over the Alps, trouble was brewing in Iberia. Scipio placed his brother Gnaeus Cornelius Scipio Calvus in charge of leading the army into Iberia, while he headed back to the Po Valley to assume command of the Roman troops there and prepare for the Carthaginian invasion. Scipio Calvus, now in charge of the invasion force, disembarked at Emporiae. The Greek trading cities and the Iberian tribes in the region welcomed the Romans. But even prior to the arrival of Roman troops, the Carthaginians began to lose control over the conquered region, as Hanno's force was not large enough to conduct offensive operations. What's worse, Hanno only learned about the Roman arrival and Scipio Calvus was well on his way towards the Ebro River. He sent word to Hasdrubal, who began marching north with 8,000 infantry and 1,000 cavalry. But instead of waiting for Hasdrubal, Hanno marched out with 10,000 troops to meet the 20,000-strong Roman army. Unsurprisingly, Scipio Calvus easily crushed the Carthaginians, killing 6,000 and capturing 2,000 troops, along with Hanno himself. Once Hasdrubal arrived, he didn't have enough troops to meet the Romans in battle, so he launched fast-moving raids along the coast. Carthaginian raiders killed many Roman sailors as they were foraging, reducing the effectiveness of the Roman fleet by half. Nevertheless, Rome now had full control over Iberia north of the Ebro River, a serious blow to the Carthaginian war effort. Moreover, northern Iberia would become a base of operations for Roman incursions into Carthaginian territory south of the Ebro River. Meanwhile, having marched his forces over the Alps, Hannibal would soon turn the Italian peninsula into a war zone, in a campaign that would elevate him to a general of legendary status.
All right. That is part 1 of 14. So let me know what y'all think about that, man. Let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed, man. Hit that subscribe button. I like these histories. I love these history reactions. I really love these history reactions. Like I said, bro, I appreciate y'all so much for your support. I thank you for everything, you know what I'm saying? The views is trending up the views is trending up recently, probably because I've been uploading a lot more. But thank you all so much for your support. I appreciate you. Definitely hop into Discord if you want to just chat about anything. Again, if you know anything about NFTs or anything about like stocks or crypto, let me know, because I know Bitcoin and Ethereum is on fire right now. I ain't gonna lie. But anyway, thank you so much for your support. Leave a like if you enjoy. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Turn on my post notifications if you haven't already. And Please be safe, stay on the grind. Have a great day. I'm out. Peace.